was a close one, right? Anyways, the show must go on because in today's video, I'm going to talk about everything Half-Life Alyx. But before we are going to dive deeper down the rabbit hole, here are a couple of more clips of that fantastic trailer. Enjoy!
You're gonna need a gun! Don't worry, it's unloaded. It's unloaded now!
Combine cheddar's really picking up. They know you're coming. You need to get out of here, now.
Still, every time I watch this trailer, it's giving me goosebumps. I'm serious, and yeah, it's such a special thing. It's truly a blessing that we are going to get a Half-Life VR game. Who knew? Who knew when in 2016 the consumer VR revolution started that we were going to play Half-Life in virtual reality. This is huge advertisement for the industry. This is going to bring us closer to VR going mainstream and so much more. It's going to change the market. Anyways, to hype things up even more, I'm going to talk about all the stuff we know about Half-Life Alyx so far. But it's going to be a nice overview, don't worry. I'm only going to share the most important insights we got so far. I'm not going too deep into this, just the basics, okay? So yeah, let's now jump into the metaverse and have a bunch of fun. Let's go! So why don't we just kick this video off with some good and also some bad news. And that is that Half-Life Alyx will be a VR exclusive, meaning that you can only play it with a VR headset. That could be the Valve Index, the Rift, the Vive, Windows MR headsets, and probably a couple of other HMDs too. It's pretty neat that Valve is giving us the opportunity to choose what we want to play with. Even the Oculus Quest could be a potential candidate here, since it has now Oculus Link, a streaming service that allows you to hook it up to your computer and play PC VR games. So all of that sounds very positive, right? It's definitely the best news we VR enthusiasts could wish for. But there is, in fact, a little bit of a bad side to this story too, and that is the fact that the majority of gamers who watched this trailer and got overly excited quickly realized that they will have to buy a VR headset. They have to make an investment to play this game. And that on itself isn't bad at all. It's actually great because people are going to step into the VR ecosystem because they want to experience Half-Life Alyx. So the game is a billboard for the VR industry. It's going to bring us closer to VR going mainstream. So it makes it only more popular. But the reason why I say bad news is because for some gamers, that's not reality. They simply do not have enough money to buy a VR headset and also alongside that a VR-ready computer. They are left disappointed, and I totally understand where they are coming from because they have been waiting for a Half-Life game for so long and then they discover it's a VR exclusive. It might feel unfair. All of that is pretty much a result of VR maturing, of VR becoming the next big thing in gaming, the way it's meant to be played. And they are just not able to catch up with that because they do not have the resources. And that's why I said bad news. Although I do want to lighten up your situation a bit, because I'm sure that when the game launches, the VR community is going to step up and will make sure that everyone will be able to try this fantastic game. We are going to see meetups hosted by VR enthusiasts, allowing you to get a glimpse of what Half-Life in VR is like, and maybe you know a couple of friends who actually are able to make the jump and are happy to demo it to you. So I think there are many options to play it without having to spend too much money. There is also another group who simply says VR is a gimmick. Why, Valve? Why did you have to bring this to virtual reality. We just want to play it on a pancake screen because that's the way gaming works. And to those people I want to say, just try VR first and then let's talk again. I can tell you that the VR community is welcoming everyone with open arms. So if you want to get a demo and you are willing to try it, then they are there to help you out. So yes, that's where I'm going to end it on a positive note, because I do think that Half-Life VR is one of the best things that happened to the industry so far. Okay, moving on, let's talk about the game. What we know so far is that it's going to be a single-player adventure in where you step into the shoes of Alyx, who has to fight against a vicious alien race known as the Combine. It is set between the events of Half-Life and Half-Life 2 and will be all about world exploration, puzzle solving, visceral combat and an epic story. On the website of Half-Life, I will make sure a link is in the description below, it says that a lot of iconic characters from the Half-Life universe will make their return. Hopefully that means Gordon Freeman, Doc, Dr. Kleiner and many others. Time will tell. So with the power of VR, you will be able to interact with the world around you on a total different level. So that means that you can do all kinds of fun stuff, like leaning around a broken wall to aim, for example, or even better, do it under a barnacle to make an impossible shot. Search through shelves to find a healing syringe and some ammunition for your guns, manipulate tools to hack alien interfaces, toss a bottle through a window to distract an enemy, or, like I just did, rip a headcrab off your face. It's all possible in virtual reality. Welcome to the future. The game launches on Steam on March 2020 and will cost $60. So you do have a couple of months left to save up for a VR headset. And Valve is known for their discounts, so keep an eye on the store. If you bought a Valve Index in 2019, then you're in luck. You will get the game for free with a couple of unique bonuses, including Half-Life themed home environments for Steam VR, gun skins for Alyx, and special Half-Life themed content in CSGO. How nice. We should thank Lord Gaben himself for this gift, for this generous gift. What I thought is pretty cool too is that Half-Life Alyx will come with a level editor and a workshop. So if you are a creative person, then you can build your own worlds, your own stories, your own modes. It's totally up to you. I would personally love to see Prop Hunt and TTT coming to Glorious VR. I know Pavlov has already pulled that off, so it is something that works. But seeing it in a game like this would be next level. So I'm very curious what we are going to see in the workshop. It's going to be fun. Oh yeah. I got more good news. Next to the standard comfort settings, it will of course support different locomotion options such as teleportation, thumbstick movement and a shift mechanic that we call dashing, meaning that everyone will be able to enjoy the game at their own pace. On Steam it is also marked as a standing, room scale and seated experience. While playing Half-Life Alyx, you will unlock achievements. And these can be very easy achievements or ones that are a challenge. Knowing Valve, they will put some crazy ones in the list that will take some time to get, but that's of course for the achievement hunters that are just dedicated to the bone and want to get that 100% game completion. And next to that, Steam cards are going to be a thing too, so if you have enough, then you can craft a badge, and that badge can be shown off on your profile, and usually it also gives you a background, an emoticon, and maybe some more. Who knows? Anyways, the last thing I want to talk about are the minimum specs. I can tell you that the specs they put on Steam are quite daunting. You need a beefy rig to make the magic happen. What you at least need is a GTX 1060 or RX 580, 12 gigabytes of freaking RAM, I know it's crazy, and a Core i5 7500/Ryzen 5 1600 or higher. So there you have it. That's what you need to be able to run the game of all games. So what this video pretty much comes down to is that playing Half-Life Alyx is not going to be cheap. You need a VR headset and you need a VR ready PC. Now it's totally worth it, of course, because you are going to experience the future of gaming. And that's where I want to end today's video. I am so happy and I feel blessed that we are going to get a Half-Life VR title. And let me know in the comments below what your plans are. Are you going to buy the game? Are you going to upgrade your PC? Are you maybe thinking about getting an Oculus Quest or a Valve Index or something else to be able to, you know, dive in? I'm very eager to hear more about what everyone is up to. And now it's time for me to sign off, and as I always say, and I see you all next time. See you in the metaverse. See you later.